Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin from Florals.com, and today I'm sharing with you guys how I catch up on projects that I fall behind on. This could apply to December Daily, to Project Life, to any project you were on track with and then somehow fell off the wagon because of life, because you didn't want to work on it, because whatever reason. So these are just some of my tips for how I got back on track for my 30 Days of Grateful album. So I was working on this. I did it every day until the 4th. So till September 4th I did it every day, and I stopped working on it from the 4th until the 21st. On the 21st I realized I haven't been working on my album. I'd been crafting, I just wasn't working on this album. I had design team projects that I needed to work on, I had life going on. So this project kind of fell to the wayside, but it was supposed to be something that I could work on often throughout September to kind of document September in a different way than I'm used to. So many of you know that I already have a kit put together for this. That's what this is over here, just my leftover pieces, and I already had the album already laid out, so I thought this project would be fairly easy to stay on top of. So even if you do plan your project out pretty well at the beginning, it might not be able to keep up with it at the end. And I even keep all these items together on my desk in this pouch from Studio Calico all the time. So it's always there and waiting for me. Which of course, if you're not doing those, maybe that's something you need to do automatically before you jump into your project again, is have it there waiting for you, kit ready, everything you need ready to go, so you can either bring it with you to the living room while your kids are watching a movie, or you can bring it in the car and work on it on your next road trip. But just having it ready to go might be the best first step. So if you already have it ready to go like I did and you just kind of fell off the wagon, my first step was sort of simplifying the process. I originally thought I was going to put photos in here. I still have room for photos so I can go back, but I really think the journaling's the most important part. And when you're trying to document something daily, it's really hard to kind of remember what happens those days. So when I realized I didn't know what really happened between the 5th and the 21st, I first went to my phone to realize what was on my calendar, what photos had I taken, what text messages had I sent, so I get a feel of what I was really thankful for that day. Now you might be able to stay on top of the journaling part but just not get to your craft room. And there's an app you can use, and I'll show it to you guys right now. And it is called Day One. And this app is essentially a journaling app, and you can put photos in there too, so you can kind of keep track of what you're doing. And I'll show you that to you in a second. You could also use the Project Life app to keep track of your journaling. Just put a date at one of the cards, the digital cards, and then write some stuff down, so you guys have it as an sort of memory book. You could just look at your text messages and photos like I did. You can write in your notes app on your phone, whatever you guys find the easiest. But this is what I did for mine. And I caught up in a couple days. I think I did days 5 through 20 all in one sitting. I was binge scrapbooking that day, but now I'm behind again. It is now the 24th. I was gone all weekend, so I'm missing the 21st through the 24th. So that just happens sometimes. Luckily, I've been taking a lot of pictures this weekend, so I have all of those items that I can pull from my memory and try to put some things down. Again, your calendar will help a lot if you put like scheduled in your where you were for dinner or things like that. But also writing down some notes if you know you won't be in your craft room but you really want to document some memories. Notes will really help. Physical notes, just journaling in a journal or anything like that. So when I sat down to catch up, I realized that I would start with the first day that I remembered. I believe I started with the closest date and worked backwards. So on the 21st, I actually started with the 20th because I remembered what I did just last night and I wanted to write that down. So I started working backwards, and then I remembered, when I looked at the calendar, I remembered the weekend before we had done something else. So I went back here and then I put that weekend in, which was way back here. And I remembered what we did that weekend, so I wrote it down before I forgot. So that's another thing. Jumping around is not too bad, especially when it's a daily album, because you'll remember where your spots are and what still needs to be filled in, especially if you do the sticky note method like me, so you don't forget dates. I don't take a sticky note off until I have the number written on the page. That way I don't forget what spot I wanted to journal in and make sure I have room for it. As for the pages themselves, I focused on making a journaling spot first. So a lot of these you'll see extra Project Life cards put on top. This one's got a Project Life card just stuck on top. Some of these are just project life cards. This was a really busy pattern on the background, so I put a different project life card on top of that so I could have a better pattern to journal upon. Some of them are very basic, like this one. Simple embellishing, simple title, simple number, that's it. You have more words over here that kind of help. Those ones were done ahead of time. But I kept it simple, and then later on I actually went back into it. So once I had all the journaling done for those days I was catching up on, I actually looked through my embellishments more and started pulling in other pieces. Like I found this metal clip that I thought was really cute to add. Since it is such an interactive album, you can feel the metal clips and use them on these kinds of pages. Cork I thought would be fun feel. I added these stickers afterwards. Just adding all sorts of stuff afterwards. Another journaling card that I put on. I really kept it simple, stuck with my kit. All of these Project Life cards were essentially in my kit already. Some pattern papers I just put down. And some of these are double page spreads, but I already planned that out thanks to my sticky notes. So if you're trying to catch up on your album, my first suggestion is, any project really, is if you don't have part of it planned out, start planning it out. Whether that be make a kit so you have everything together where you need it to be, or to start spacing out your pages with your photos. I do a video where I space out a travel album with photos in the page protectors before the scrapbook album is actually done. If you guys would like to see how I organize my travel photos, I'll have that one linked down below, just because it's a different sort of topic than the daily topic that I'm showing you today. But I started simple, just another little Project Life card that I had, number, journaling, and then a leaf. And that's just how they all sort of went. It was like a sticker, the date, the journaling. This one has another Project Life card, journaling, the date, some washi tape. That one's a little different. And I actually did day 21 on day 21. I just didn't know what to write at that time because I was kind of scrapbooking earlier in the evening, so I just didn't know what I'd want to be writing on that one. So some of these are already kind of planned out, like on today's, the 24th, when I'm filming this, I will be writing a list of things. So much to be thankful for. I could put whatever I wanted. So that's more of a list. So these prompts help me a lot in this sort of album. Depending on what type of album you're working on, you'll have more prompts or less prompts. Again, really depends on what type of album you're working on, but December Daily could have a lot of easy prompts depending on what Project Life cards you put in your album. But planning it out might help you a lot, even if you switch the pages around, the order of the pages. As long as you have cards and pocket pages that look nice together, it'd be easier for you to find photos that match that sort of topic or memory that you're trying to capture with those Project Life cards. So, like I said, start with a kit or marking out your pages. That's step one to getting back on track. I know there's also a Project Life tracker you can download that I've seen on Google before. It's like an Excel sheet that you can see the dates of the year and then printed photos, journaling completed, like it has the check boxes for each of the tasks you'll need to do to complete a page for that week. So those sort of things really help project trackers. You could also do your homemade project tracker, whatever you think might work best for you. If you don't have photos printed for the whole project, you might want to start with that. Sometimes that's the biggest hurdle, is getting your photos sent to be printed or printing them at home, because I know it's a little bit time consuming when you have to edit photos, crop them, print them, and all that stuff. So make sure you're starting to do these steps. Small steps will be easier than just trying to do a whole page by itself when you need to go print the photo, make a kit together, and then find what the page is actually going to look like. That's a lot to do in one night. So I think trying to break it up into actual segments for having everything you need together, getting your photos together, remembering what you want to journal, whether that just be writing down some notes or looking in your phone. It'll save you time in the long run if you do it in chunks like that, as opposed to doing each page individually, going to get the photo, and stuff like that. So that's the first step. Get organized, get your photos ready, get your journaling ready, or at least an idea. Then once you have that ready, it's really just carving out the time on how to get caught up. I'm working on a more simpler project, but if you're trying to catch up on Project Life, it's a lot more work. You have more photos to coordinate, more stories to coordinate on one or a couple pages. So really recommend a tracker for that sort of thing. But once you have the motivation to work on the project, as long as it's together in one little pouch or in one iris container near your desk, you're more likely to grab it and want to use it. So again, I use this pouch because it's a smaller kit, but again, iris container, some sort of 12 by 12 container so you guys can have what you're looking for to work on it. Just keeping it together, something like that, will really help you in the long run. So for once you're on track and then staying on track again, luckily my project's fairly short term. Project Life is not short term, it's a year-long project for most people. So it's really just about carving out time every month to really work on those pages for that month or whatever month you're trying to catch up on. Crops are an easy way to carve out time, setting time in your calendar, during your kids' nap times, during your kids' carpool times if they're carpooling with someone else home that week. Just really trying to carve out that time is one of the hardest parts of trying to catch up on projects, especially when you have new memories that you want to document and you have other things you should be doing like cleaning the house or whatever you feel like you need to be doing, or working. Of course, working is important because we need to have money for more scrapbooking supplies, but just really carving out that time by writing it in your planner, or really trying to own yourself some time to take care of you and do something that's stress relieving and great and a creative outlet. This is your me time, and you should take it seriously, just like you do for spa days or for yoga classes or working out. Everything's important in some way or another. And of course, this might not get as much time as those other me time things, but it should still have time on your calendar at least once a month, ideally at least once a week, because that will really help you stay on top of the projects you really want to document and share with your family the way you've documented them. So those are my tips for staying on track. If you guys have any questions or more tips for how you stay on track or get back on track from falling off the rails on an album or project, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your ideas. I just figured since I missed, what was that, from day 5 to day 21, now I need to catch up till day 24, but catching up is hard, but it'll be worth it, especially if you take the little steps. Like building a kit's really fun, and it kind of takes your mind off the project but still on the project, and it keeps that sort of these items that you really want to work with fresh in your mind. So with those tips, I hope you guys are jumping on projects you want to work on now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!